Welcome to the Vitality Coach Podcast with the Mojo Maker and host, Nikki Fogden-Moore, the Vitality Expert. Dedicated to helping you be the CEO of your business and your life with special industry and life-leading guests, top tips on how you could create that magical blend of healthy, wealthy, and wise for CEOs, entrepreneurs, founders, and people who do things with life.
Hi guys, welcome to the Mojo Maker podcast. I'm doing a whole series now and also doing some live videos on my YouTube channel, the Vitality Coach TV. Please go like, subscribe, come hang out. The things that I'm about to talk about on my show next are actually a list of all the really cool topics that everyone has written into me, or people that I'm coaching I've asked them, what would you like to hear about? What are the Nikiphanies and the mini things that really motivate you and give you extra mojo? So welcome to this next part of Nikki 2.0. I guess it's my time to come out and show a little bit more behind the scenes of how I coach, what I talk about, and the tips and tools that I give to my super high performing leaders, and those of them that are going through the next generation of what's next. I hope I inspire you with these tips to think how they can resonate with you, because ultimately this is your life, right? So you can get lots of ideas. There are so many coaches and people to look at and inspiring things on social media. I like to call it Generation Exhibition. My only question to you is, are you in the driver's seat yourself and making your own informed decisions? Very, very important, because this is it. Life is not going to be rediscovering you tomorrow. You're not going to get a new body from FedEx. You're not going to get a rerun. This is it. There's no dress rehearsal. So I want to encourage you to go, what is going to be different about today? What is going to be different about you and I hanging out together that I can actually ensure that I'm giving you tangible tips and tools that I go through every day for myself and with my clients to elevate, not only punching through things and giving 100%, but completely different. I want you to think about going outside of the box, finding your glide, and understanding that seamless success and sustainable happiness is actually very, very possible. Where do I get all my energy, vitality, conviction, and desire? By really being aligned and self-centered. That doesn't mean arrogant or egotistical or selfish. Far from it. I work as many hours as I need to, and I'm always there for my clients. But I remember to put my oxygen mask on first and to keep evolving my own individual journey, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Very, very important. And I think the first thing I want to talk to you today, now that I've done that little blurb and intro, so thank you so much for hanging in there with me on that, is I want you to talk about and think about feeding the white wolf. So if you've listened to my podcast before, or you've been onto my blog, or you've read a LinkedIn article, who knows, or you've just seen something, I wrote quite a few posts about ego. Your ego is not your amigo. It's the first thing that we have to actually deconstruct to get out of our own way and elevate ourselves to our true desires, destiny, purpose, and the power that we all have. And this is not a new subject. So we talk about Michael Singer, The Untethered Soul, Eckhart Tolle, even on the Oprah stories, Tony Robbins talks. Every single person that you touch a point with that is in purpose-driving workshops, materials, and passion will talk about the importance of understanding the separation of ego and self, and that we are one thing. So remembering where ego comes from, the blurts, the constraints, the blame, shame, guilt, fear, the things I like to call ego is like a pity party. So it's a rock star, it's in a room, and you're in there, and it wants to keep you in a state of being locked inside a certain format. It doesn't want you to believe that joy is a consistent state of being, and wants you to believe that, I just got this little gift, or I got this financial abundance, or I got this moment of happiness, or I just fell in love with something, someone, someplace, poof, and then it's gone because it's too good to last. That is absolute nonsense. That is ego, fear, shame, judgment, guilt, all those things playing on you to keep you in a state of fear and lack, rather than understanding that you absolutely have any desire possible. You choose happiness in an instant. Let me give you a little analogy. So when I'm talking on stage, especially around adulting, if you haven't seen my new book, I'm very excited. Actually, we've pushed it back to go live on sale 1st November. Pre-orders are already on the website. So it's called Adulting. There's little kind of image of it up here on the screen. We'll try and get that up for you. Please come and check it out. It is the purpose, the modus operandi of everything I do, which is stepping into life and being on that podium. So getting back to my analogy, I'm standing on stage. Maybe there's, 15 people, 1,500 people in the audience. It doesn't really matter to me, but I like to tell the story. So bear with me. What would you do if you're in an elevator? Let's say we're on the 35th floor somewhere. It's a beautiful vista out there, and you're like, whoa, we're so high up. We've just had a meeting. You step into the lift, we're going to the ground floor, and boom, the elevator drops all the way down. It just drops a whole bunch of floors at once. You've got two people in this elevator. One person is like, oh, I just want to die. I've nearly died. This is a catastrophe. I can't believe what happened. I never want to go through that again. They almost vomit everywhere. They have the worst reaction possible. They're shaking. They feel that they've just gone through something, which is the worst possible thing to happen to them. The second person is like, oh my God, I have to do that again. That was unbelievable. Holy cow, holy macaroni. That was the most mind-blowing experience ever. So you're in the elevator, it drops floors, two different ways to look at things in an instant. That's exactly the same analogy of whatever you do with anything that comes your way in life. You're either going to be a person that happened to me, this goes on, this is holding me back, I can't see where I'm going, oh my God, someone call my loved one, I need to get a will going, I don't know what, catastrophe, drama. Or, polar opposite, you're actually going, holy crap, that was unbelievable, that was hectic, man. I nearly lost my life in that. That was so full on. That's like, whoa, I got to learn from that. I want to go and do that again. And I want to make sure that I harness that energy and be even more prepared. So, rally of life analogy, when I do all my coaching, you've got to figure out, what do you want to be in a rally driver? Do you want to be constantly surprised by the bad weather, the different terrains, the conditions, the things that pop out at you? Or do you want to be really prepared for that, have the right fuel, outlook, pit crew, and be the person on the podium no matter what is thrown your way? So you need to understand that your ego is the one that gives you the reaction, but you have a chance on how you actually choose to look at something. It is your choice what perspective you choose to look at life in. Nobody else can tell you to have a rose-tinted view or a negative view. You absolutely can master the change that you need to be right in this moment. No matter what has got you to sitting in front of this video here and now with me, or listening to this podcast while you're driving somewhere or while you're walking the dog or whatever you're doing, it does not matter. Whatever got you to this point, fantastic, well done. We all have that, but you can decide what perspective you're going to have in life going forward. Are you going to feed the black wolf? The one that is fear, blame, guilt, shame, shock, oh my God, victim mentality? Or are you going to feed the white wolf? We all have both. We're yin and yang, masculine, feminine. We're a blend of all these entities. You get to decide where you're going to drive your life from and how you actually show up in your life. And that's it today. I want to teach you about feeding the white wolf. So here's 3 things you need to do. Number 1 is take accountability and ownership that only you and you only can be in charge of your thoughts. No matter what has been instilled in your subconscious through any upbringing, emotional moments in your life, things that have been said to you, you do have a chance to rewrite that script. You have a chance to let go of generations of programming and templates if they no longer serve you anymore. You absolutely have the ability to do that. So reach out if you don't know what I'm meaning or you'd like to hear more about that. I'd love to help you. But that is the first and foremost thing, going from survival mode to awareness and going, oh, I'm actually sabotaging my own self. I'm the one that's putting these negative thoughts in. I'm the one that's holding myself back. I'm constantly gripped by self-doubt, by shame, by fear, by, a lack of knowing what's going to happen. So I'd rather stay in this place that is filled with drama and constant pain because at least I know what that looks like. No good, guys. We got to get out of that black wolf mentality and go, hold a second, I'm actually taking accountability to turn some things around here because I have just as much of an opportunity and chance as Nikki does to be joyful in my life, to make good decisions. I have the same number of hours in the day as Beyonce or Nikki or Richard Branson or the neighbor or anyone else in your life. How you decide to turn up with those hours and what thoughts you put into your head are entirely up to you. Do you feed the black wolf or do you feed the white wolf? So now all of a sudden you've got accountability, and you actually have to take ownership by putting things in place that give you a roadmap, a set of frameworks, and an understanding that the first thought that might come up, like a blurt or a roadblock or a self-doubt comment, all that is just conditioning and ego. I like to give my ego a name. My ego is called Bob. So I say like, Bob, for God's sake, just be quiet. I got this. So you're going to have to disassociate your centered, initiative, deep gut feeling self from your ego, which is this little voice in your head all the time trying to keep you pushed down, safe, and not making any ripples, avoiding conflict, avoiding change, avoiding your destiny, right? So do not let the black wolf win. We must feed the white wolf. Now, the trick is the black wolf is very cunning. They are extremely good at surviving. And I did say about this in my live show on Flirting with Destiny on YouTube this morning. Your ego or your self-doubt or whatever that sabotaging voice in your head is constantly doing push-ups in the background. It's constantly waiting for you to have a weak moment. So you'll go out after this video, you'll write your goals, you'll be all charged up, you'll have your 90-day plan. You're like, yeah, Nikki said do this. And then all of a sudden something will happen and you'll think, I can't do that. I've got to pick the kids up. I don't have enough money in the bank. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too unfit. I mean, the list will go on, and they are your sabotaging old self-beliefs. But you do not need to listen to those. You need to acknowledge them. There's my ego. And then you need to choose your second thought. Very, very important. Now, this information I'm giving you is not new information. I've also spoken about it, written about it. It's in my books. It's in the blog posts. Go and listen to Mike Duff on You Are Enough, The Power Within. Ultimately, we absolutely have to be in charge of these internal conversations that we have with ourselves. But it's not until you get to elite athlete status or high performance status or spiritual leadership status that you actually start to consider and do the work on this internal project that is the power of you. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. It is so easy, but it takes the same amount of dedication that you would put into anything else. So all I want you to do is I want you to feed the white wolf, feed the positive, which is I'm too old, I'm too unfit, I'm too this or that and the other. Turn it around. Age is no barrier. I can do anything I want. I am passionate about this project. I truly believe in this. This lights me up. I love my family. I love myself. I can do this. I have one life. I will succeed. Feed the white wolf. Every single conversation you have with yourself in your head is an opportunity for that thought or idea to expand. So choose your conversations wisely. If you're running your own business or if you're in charge of a multi-conglomerate organization, the same rules apply. Press pause, don't go too fast, and really, really observe your own thoughts. Who are you feeding? Your black wolf, your ego, or your white wolf, the power of possibilities and unlimited potential? Let's go back to Joe Dispenza and quantum physics. Ultimately, we only know what we know, so you have the power to recreate, remodel, reconsider, relearn any given point. I'll put these books on the link as well. And that's what's really exciting about life, is that we can constantly keep evolving. I don't like the word resolution or resilience because I always feel like it's like gritting through things and pushing through boundaries and we're fine. I'd like you to think differently, which is actually a more peaceful approach to success, which is backing yourself, which is considered thoughts, which is a balance of yin and yang, and not always fighting for what you believe in, but just believing in it. You know, taking the fight and the strive out and putting the thrive and the passion in, the joy, the excitement. It is never too late to fall back in love with your business again. It's never too late to fall back in love with your life. But you must fall back in love with yourself. You must stop being hard on yourself. Stop feeding that black wolf that says you're not good enough or it's not good enough. You must be enough. And when you come to that feeling, that self-centeredness, that alignment between your yin and your yang, the rest of the world just suddenly gets quiet because you have clarity, connection, and conviction. And that's what feeding the white wolf does. So here's what you do from today's podcast. You understand that the thoughts in your head, you have a choice over. You might not be able to eradicate your ego thoughts because actually they're always going to be there. So anyone tells you that you can completely dismiss negative thoughts for the rest of your life, not so sure about that. But I can tell you that observing them means you can diffuse their power, give them a nickname, whatever that might be, and then choose your second thought. The most important thing and lesson in all of this is that you must back yourself. You must feed the white wolf with positivity, with affirmations, with clear, helpful, kind, compassionate language to yourself. I know it's a lonely road when you decide to embark on your destiny, when you have vision, creativity, tenacity, drive, and all these ideas, and you feel like nobody else supports you. But just know you are supported. You are everything that you need to be. You just need to tap into that at a level that you've probably never accessed before. So I'll put some links down. Your ego is not your amigo. Thinking about how you can plan, blurts, the A and B column. I really want to do this, but is your blurt, all the reasons why you can't. Please don't ignore those, but write them down, bring them to the surface, observe them, just like a rally driver would who always gets on the podium. They are prepared, they have a pit crew, they understand what they need to fuel their mind, and they know that what happens between their ears on how they deal with difficult situations is what separates them from a losing or winning race. And that is the only thing you need to think about. Whatever you're doing in this life, however old you are while you're listening to this or watching me on YouTube, please know that you have the same amount of power, the same amount of purpose, and the same amount of privilege to create whatever you want in life. You just have to believe in yourself. The only way you're going to do that is by backing yourself and feeding the white wolf. Why will anyone else believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? How can anyone else fully reciprocally love you if you're not really going into that space of being comfortable with your own sense of self without distraction? So that's my challenge to you. Do you know the difference between your black and your white wolf thoughts? Do you know the difference between your self-sabotaging conversations in your head and the positive ones that really give you that deep sense of self-belief? If you don't, please reach out. I'd love to point you in the right direction of some ways that you can get tips and tools to eradicate some of those sabotaging behaviors and roadblocks, simplify the conversations, choose your second thought wisely because it is the one that will create the pattern for your next day, your next month, and your next remarkable year. And remember, you're in the driver's seat, guys. It's time to adult. No matter what's going on, replace your fear with curiosity. You're not alone. We're here. Please leave a comment. I want to encourage you as well, if you're on the YouTube channel, to like and subscribe. I'd love your links. But if you've got some bad juju and some negative mojo, I don't need that. Switch off. No one wants it. Take your complaints and everything else somewhere else. There's plenty of different awesome people out there that can inspire and coach you. I want to stay in a high vibration to work with people who do things with life. So no more hoping, guys. No more winging it. Here are some tips and tools. The first step is understanding that your ego is not your amigo. You must feed your positive power of manifestation, thoughts, self-belief, that white wolf that sits within us all, the yin and the yang. Get to know yourself a little bit better. I can't wait to be on this journey with you. I want to thank every one of you that has written in with questions. That is the first one, feeding the white wolf. I just ticked that off. It's very important. I'm a firm believer in you. So if you're feeling flat and you need extra mojo, I hope this channel and my messages give you everything that you need to just get that little spark, little extra bit of energy to keep on going, because it's truly, truly worth it. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Tune in more on the Mojo Maker podcast, Vitality Coach TV on YouTube. Subscribe, leave a testimonial, hop over to the vitalitycoach.com.au. And as well, come connect with me on LinkedIn, email me your questions. I'd love to hang out. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Mojo Maker on how to feed the white wolf and actually avoid self-sabotage so you can achieve your dreams and your destiny. Until next time, you stay healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Thanks for tuning in. As always, we'd love your review on iTunes, or you can jump online to thevitalitycoach.com.au for more from Nikki, to sign up for the Monday Mojo and the Vitality Coach TV on YouTube.